I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I coach people in organizations to play big. And often the coaching that I do relates to job search. It can involve hiring. It can involve leadership. And I thought I would offer a question to you as an HR professional, more importantly as a hiring manager, because I think the hiring manager is really going to be the ideal person to ask this question. And the question is, well, let me just back up for a second. Most job hunters are prepared with information about what they've done and how they went about it, spun in a way to always talk about the positives, right? Have you ever heard a story that basically translates into, well, I screwed that one up? Well, fundamentally, that's what I'm going to ask you to ask them now. The question is, tell me about your failure resume. And when they look at you stunned, I said, I'm sure you've accomplished a lot of great things, but you've also blown a couple of things along the way too. I want to learn about those as well. And the key for you is not being overly critical, except if they don't reveal anything. If they say, no, I never made a mistake. I've never failed at anything I've done. Lie. Lie. In much the same way as you ask other behavioral interview questions to get a sense of a person and their self-awareness. Well, here's an example of one too. After all, they've worked on projects or programs where they've made mistakes that have been costly. They've interacted with a boss, a division head, a team member, an employee, someone, and they misspoke and hurt someone. Talking about the mistakes that people make becomes a way that you can get a sense whether the leader that you're hiring is self-aware enough to understand the impact of their work. Another great example, I didn't go to bat for someone I really should have. By the time I went to bat, they were out the door. It was too late. They already committed elsewhere. Or I wasn't aware enough that there was problems on my team. They hid it from me. Well, look at that one example. There are problems on my team and they didn't trust them enough to let you know. How did that come about? And you want to get them talking with you about the mistake that they made and what they learned from it. I have another question that talks about, tell me about a professional mistake you made and what you learned from it. Or everyone makes mistakes, I make mistakes, you make mistakes. Tell me about a professional mistake you made and what you learned from it. Great question. This is another way of approaching that question. And I think it's more impactful to talk about your failure resume. And you can say, I'm not talking about when you're in college. I want to get a sense of who you are as a professional and to get a sense of the mistakes that you made and what you learned from them. So I hope you find this one helpful. I love questions like this that just fry people's circuits and get them to reveal stuff to you that I think frankly is very useful. And one of the big things that's really useful here is allow them to be honest and don't penalize them. Again, you're going to evaluate people for their positive qualities, their knowledge of certain things, but you also want to get a sense of where they, as a leader in an organization, have failed and what they learned from it. So I hope you found this helpful. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. If you have questions for me, you can reach out to me through the Magnify app, MAGNIFI, for iOS, and we can have a video chat, or through PrestoExperts.com. I'm a job search and career coaching expert there. And I'll also say that if you'd like me to coach you or someone in your organization, connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. Mention that you saw this because I just like knowing that I'm helping people. And once we're connected, message me that you're interested in coaching. Have a great day. Take care.